Welcome back. Thank you. I kind of like it too. I like that song a lot, and it just fits the channel well somehow. Hi Daniel Barry. Hi Rude Mudcrab C4. What's going on, Cynthia? So today, apparently, Krispy treat went on Rachel's Ghost. I haven't seen it. We'll be watching it. This is my first time watching it and reacting to it. I just know I woke up to a bunch of text messages. Taylor, wake up. But that didn't work. So, Krispy retreat. I don't know. This hasn't been a proper retreat. It's sort of like, and again, like I said, I haven't seen it. We're going to watch it together for the first time, but it sort of feels like Krispy counter move is the right name because she's not properly retreating. Monsteroo says this Krispy story has me rattled. That whole story was a lie had me in shock. Yeah. I don't know that I would. I'm not rattled nor shocked. Mostly, I just on my end, I didn't do due diligence. Like that's the thing for me, right? I didn't do my due diligence, and there's a lot of circumstantial reasons for that. But the reasons are just excuses. The reality is that people, you can't trust people. You can't trust the internet people, right? I mean, it takes more. Well, due diligence. And there are scammers out there, and betrayal is never, the only people that can betray you are people that you did trust. So I think it just is part of the thing. It's part of life. Beetle Babe says, you missed Krispy's attempting to come back to Rachel's ghost as if nothing even happened and like everything's normal. So that's what we're going to look at. That is what we're just about to look at. And then asking for ideas for a rebrand on her name so she can escape the drama. Scott is a psyop. What's up, sexy raindrop? Yeah. And so until now, I had been reluctant, and I don't know if it was obvious or not. I know a few people noticed it in my demeanor. I was sort of hesitant to engage this topic a whole lot because even though, Krispy dicked us around and left me and Sarah hanging out there, on a limb for her. And that's none of that shit's cool and hasn't returned a single dollar of anything. Despite all that shit, right? I'm appreciative of the fact that life is long and my relationship with Krispy was more than just this blip in time, right? So even though she dicked me over, I was reluctant to actually engage in a lot of content shitting on her, mostly because of that. But if she's if she's resurfacing in the same circles as me, trying to maintain that, well, trying not to take responsibility. No, if she's not taking responsibility for it, which she's obviously not, then that means necessarily that Sarah and I are wrong. So are we assholes? Are we how do you parse that out without her taking responsibility? There's no way for us to not then have some sort of a character ding in the process. And a lot of people are interested in these reactions in this topic. Yeah, you all are very interested in this situation. I felt a little bit sleazy engaging it too much. Obviously, I wanted to keep everything out in the open for you all because I'm not, Sarah and I aren't the only ones who got dicked over. And to that extent, I feel like it's you all are entitled to be along for the learning, right? Because y'all watch that in real time, us figuring this out and as we did. So that's all public, and I feel like you all are entitled to that. But after the fact, I didn't know that I felt like it was right to then keep hammering this topic if it shits on Krispy. But you know what? At this point, we're just gonna do it. Welcome, Sarah.
Hey, I'm on like bot time right now, but
Okay.
if I have to drop, I'll be back up in a little.
Sure. So yeah, and I sent Sarah. This is an open panel. I'm just going to review it, but I did send Sarah a link. Obviously, it involves her, and I also
I sent it.
Sarah, so Rachel's Ghost has one, and they're welcome to come or go as they like. So let's get into it. If I didn't say hi to you, I apologize. Welcome to you specifically. Yes, you. I'm so happy that you're here watching with us. Also, before we start, there is something new. I'm trying to cover the loss of demonetization by messing around with Ko-fi's memberships. So there are 3 tiers. The first tier is just a supportive one. The second 2 tiers will include exclusive content, and I am gradually starting to move things behind that paywall. Right. So far, there's only 2, I think, videos or 2 streams I've put behind it. But just a heads up, that is there. I will be moving more behind that. So if there's something you want to download before it maybe gets caught up in that, now's your warning. And if you want to support the channel, buy membership. It'd be greatly appreciated. All help is appreciated. You got anything you want to say before we start watching?
No. It's good.
All right. Let me share screen real quick.
But Rachel is in chat.
Oh, well, hi, Rachel.
Rachel, I did send you on the link.
Yes. And Rachel, you both are welcome to come or go at your leisure, right? There's no expectations, but definitely mi casa is tu casa. I'm just queuing it up to where she comes in. Is there anything before that I need to watch, you think?
No, I think she was in the chat. Yeah, I think like Rachel kind of does like a little bit of an. Oh, Rachel can speak to that.
What do I do?
So, I haven't seen this. This is a live reaction. So do you? I've got it queued up to just right before she comes in. Is there anything before that I should go back, or is this a good start spot, do you think?
I sure like that hat I'm wearing. Okay, let's watch it, Flo. Let's see what happens. Maybe she could get a ride from PB Tall. That would be great, because he's right up by Beetle Babe. PB Tall, have you met Beetle Babe in the flesh, so to speak?
Oh, Rob's gone.
Rob had to go poo-poo. He'll be back after he just empties his bowels. Boy, it's a good show. Here I come, says Krispy. Hey, Krispy.
Yeah, it's 12 hours from, it's like San Francisco is 11 hours to Seattle, and it's another 6 hours. So it would be like 17 hours, 18 hours if I drove to...
Okay, brief.
I have to let George Borden know where.
Wave at me, girl, and then I'll let you in. I need to see your face because I don't know what apartment I'm looking at.
I need to tell George Borden what time to meet
Krispy,
and where tomorrow.
Lean in with your head, and then I'll go. And then I'll get you. Come on, Krispy, just wave a little bit. Put a hand out. Wave at me. Come on, girl. You can do it. Oh, Krispy, I love you. Come on, the TV show.
Did you have trouble camming up?
Okay, well, let's risk it. We're risking all hell, everything.
No. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the camera.
Krispy, we had to risk it. I had to risk all for Krispy. Krispy, we love you. You have been at the center of one of the most controversial things I've ever encountered, and I'm here to lend my support.
Can we just briefly acknowledge that? What the fuck? How is she not able to cam up for even just a split second?
I don't know.
I mean, she has to.
Well,
she knows this is going to happen.
Stream, so it is a little different on that end. It does weird stuff sometimes.
But Rachel always, every time, asks to see the person.
Yeah, I do like.
I don't know. I mean, that's beyond me. I could sit here.
Oh yeah, you are always welcome on our TV show.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been
Are you at the spa?
That's what it looks like, doesn't it? I don't know how to get this picture off of here and just have my face on here.
Just a
Oh,
picture.
well.
It's a beautiful pool. It looks very relaxing.
I think it's from StreamYard. You can have one too. Or from Restream. Yeah, I think it's their background.
Okay. Now, I don't want to go into too great a detail, Chris, but I want to tell you that you're just lovely and we care about you and everything else. And everything's become a kerfluffle. There's accusations. If you hear about it, I did an episode here called Krispy on Trial. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about it, but I haven't gone on the internet since like there's been a whole hate.
Okay. We got one question right now. Krispy, are you safe? This is from Alex Vicky.
Yes, I am safe, but people were threatening me and being like just harassing me, and a couple of them were threatening or whatever. And it gives you makes you nervous feeling, gives you anxious feelings or whatever. But that's about it,
Holy smokes. I am so proud to have you here. We just want you to be okay and everything. Now, okay, so here's the thing.
I sent you all the email this morning or whatever.
Did you send me an email?
I sent Sue's an email. I don't know if I have your
Sue,
email.
check your email. I'm hoping that you were able to get an email for Krispy Cakers. It's a kerfluffle. It's what Fluffy will cause in LA when he meets Messi. It's going to be a kerfluffle. That's another story we're following, Krispy. It's a big news day. It's a big news day.
Gosh, now, I haven't been on here, and so I haven't been on here in like a whole week, so I don't know.
I know you've been missed. Now, where have you been? Were you on the DL because, like, on the lam?
Yeah, I just was. I don't know. I just was nervous because it seemed like everybody hated me, and there was like a whole bunch of people doing bad or streams on me and stuff. So I just thought I don't know. I just didn't want. I don't have the energy to fight everybody, and I didn't know what exactly why everybody got mad, Well, I know why, but
she can't figure out why everybody
now the accusations, they are high, they are hard hitting, and if you're just a girl, and how can a young girl protect herself from when these kind of comments are made?
Well, you don't go to a second location, that's for sure. You don't do that. That's one thing.
Okay, I have tried to teach Rob that lesson so much, and he won't listen. There's a boldness that comes when you live down at Muscle Beach. You get used to swaggering around on your rollerblades. You think you're indestructible, but no one's everywhere. All vulnerable.
Yes, we all are vulnerable, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I've been on here since 2007, and I think like almost everything is. I've talked about everything. I've overshared my entire life. So I'm not sure, but I sent you guys.
All right. This is fucking bullshit. She hasn't overshared a damn thing. She's overshared bullshit. I've seen at least 7 different doctored things, and they're all doctored, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, she took actual medical papers, and then you could, with an ink pen, scribbled out the dates, right? But not well enough. I don't know if it's because she's got the wonky eyeballs or something and she can't see, but I could see through her scribbling to the date underneath it. On another one,
too easy.
Right. The last ones I got, and I've gotten these from several people, right? She is sending the same documents to a bunch of people. She filled out a blank form, but she doesn't know how to grammar. So she doesn't have capital letters when you need capital letters. She doesn't have she forgot to add the state and city and zip code to an address. It's just crazy as fuck.
Well, and to add on, what I was telling you about that document, I was able to find that exact document on like a legal forms website. And I confirmed it wasn't even the right, like most updated document for that company. And for that type of thing, like I went directly to the actual company's website and looked up their forms, and the headers are off, so obviously they rebranded at some point and changed their headers. And so the document she used, and I was able to duplicate exactly what she did with the same font that was offered in this form filler and everything, and create an entirely new one exactly how she did it. And
how long did it take you?
It took me 20 minutes.
In 20 minutes. It's taken her a damn week.
20 minutes of looking and confirming with the original website of the header and confirming that this can't be right. And then Literally, the Google search was something like blank hospital, inpatient for something like whatever I tried to kind of guess what she would use to find that. And it was literally the first thing that popped up. And I'm like, oh, that's convenient. And it wasn't even the right state that she lived in. It was like a
North Dakota
from a different state. Yeah. And I'm like, well, that seems a little off. Now, it's not to say that's not possible. Maybe she has insurance in a different, I don't know, but it just seemed weird. But when I went to that insurance company's website, like none of those forms matched. But then when I found the one that did match, it looked like it was on like an old form filler, like on a completely different website. And, it was just something that was old. Yeah, the header didn't match up or anything. So,
Rachel, any thoughts so far?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I just said, so here's a few things she can do, like go get the document. So she did send me, I guess, the same thing she sent you guys.
Yeah, that's what I sent.
Yeah. She did not. Well, actually, she might have sent those to me. I got those from 3 people. I
got one here, Lancet document. It's called Lancet. It's got red whiteout or crayon and red. Yep. The font doesn't look like they would use, so it's all bold. It's all bold font. So that's a little suspect to me just looking at it.
It's an online form. Anybody can fill in.
Oh, it's an online form. I mean, really, what you need. Here's the deal, right? The question was raised on my program. Why does she need to defend herself anyway, right? What did she owe anybody? And I guess the idea is that because it became public and it's in her own interest, she could really clean her reputation, clean her name really quickly, is if she got the actual physical copy and just mailed it to you. With the real deal, no digital, none of those artifacts on it. And that would be a very quick and easy, right? And then the other thing I urge you,
I don't even know if I think that's still correct. That would have been correct a week ago, but we've had so many fakes come through in the attempt that
I wasn't privy to that there was a whole bunch of other documents set. And the other thing is the whole idea of getting the money back, right? So I said, well, another thing you can do is give the money back, because that often stops a lot of criticism. Look, if there was a thing, everybody's human. Maybe she's destitute or has some financial issues or whatever the hell's going on. My thing is, because my channel wasn't victimized by this in any way. Everybody, if I had to police everybody came through the doors on my channel, it would hardly be worth the time or day. So I don't care. Just bring yourself on, bring your personality, giggle, be a girl, and we'll get some views and people will be happy. Remember, I'm in the vinyl community. Real girls is a commodity where we live.
Yeah, but some of the VC people did donate, and they were kind enough to say, like, I'm not worried about it, whatever, which was very graceful of them. But it's still like, I know your whole channel as a whole wasn't victimized, but it makes me feel like, because we touched so many communities and they all came together for this, and that's the part that was like, ugh.
Yeah. Hey, Flo, you speak young people. Hold on there, little camper. What do we got? This is Carpenter's Journey. He's going, so a tranny is trying to run movie scripts on Thai panel first. What is the Thai panel for? What is it? Who is this guy?
This guy is blocked.
Is this the one that cried the other day?
This is the fucking one that cried the other day.
What? This guy's a crybaby?
He's a crybaby.
Hey, crybaby. Listen, crybaby. Suck it up, Buttercup. You're in the big leagues now. Welcome to Flow State Universe.
Yeah, I don't know why.
How long do I have to suffer these people?
I don't know.
My God.
It's crazy.
So the whole thing is with her, she can come on the show. I don't care. There's no money going to go to her or anything. And sit in and enjoy the thing, because I don't give a fuck, right? At the end of the day. What do I care, Flo? What do I care? Right? What's it to me?
Yeah, I don't think we should necessarily like chastise, but it's kind of like, I know Flo and I were like, we're just done. And I think our our viewers and people that know of Krispy and have interacted with her, I think a lot of them are kind of jaded at this point about it. So I think your community is a little more open to it because they don't see what we're
there's
putting
no
out
investment.
there,
There's no investment in
Right.
it, right? She's just another personality that comes on, and she's a real girl, like I say, a commodity. So that's good. And the other thing is, like, I really don't care enough at the end of the day. Like, I just don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't care. What I do like is when I saw you guys do the initial thing with the thumbnail with the little bird, the turkey,
the crow.
That was a great thumbnail. But what I liked about that, you guys are really strong in not generating. Let's get the pitchforks and the torches and go storm the castle to kill the witch, right? I really respect that because I just have a natural knee-jerk response to, oh fuck, are we going to go rabble like they do on South rabble, the mindless mob, right?
Yes, we have not been doing that. I don't know how much virtue we get. There's a little bit of self-preservation there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you don't, right? I'm glad you don't.
Yeah.
And so I thought you guys handled as best you could. It would be nice to see the money returned to people. I asked you that question, but I'm not going to go hardballer. My own people say, Rachel's softballing her, right? You're softballing Krispy. And of course I am, because if I hardball her, all that's going to happen is she goes, oh, I don't like your TV show. I'm going away now, never to return. Okay, well, goodbye, Krispy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That would be it. This way she can still engage and we can enjoy her for whatever enjoyment can be gained, right? It's a real cool. My God.
She's not even blocked from here. Now, I don't know why she would come back here. She's going to have a bad time if she tries to join a panel, but she's not blocked. By all means. Krispy, you're probably watching right now for sure.
Yeah.
If you want a link, let me know.
Yeah.
But
like I sent you the document or whatever that people wanted to see.
Okay, now,
Rachel, are you gonna re-edit this video when the stream goes up after the?
No, it's raw. It's what it is, Mass. We hit it the way we hit it. Holy smokes, we're gonna have to change the title of the channel yet again. The Return of Krispy. This is absolutely mind-blowing news that is happening.
Yeah, I haven't.
And of course, it's not. That's my shtick, right?
That long of a break on YouTube, I don't think in ever.
Yeah.
But
wow.
I don't know.
I've received a lot of compliments in my broadcast career, but none as sweet as this. Rachel, you are Krispy's Maria Baratomola. That is absolutely the sweetest comment you could give. Thank you, Brad. Massey, you followed this story with all the Krispy's goings-ons and of course the rumors that were circulating. What's your gut feeling? You're an intuitive.
To be honest with you, I heard pieces and parts from people that I don't necessarily trust.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the worst thing is when you have innuendos by people. And I'm glad that Christy's here to tell her side and what the deal is. I have no issue with Krispy. And it's all bullshit. It's internet fodder, which is kind of bullshit.
Yeah. It's been so many rumors and like it just.
But we want to know.
They just grew huge.
Yeah. We do want to know one thing based on the innuendo. Was the cocaine really that good?
It smelled good, huh? No, I think one of the things is about that fundraiser because I didn't know they were having that fundraiser. People said I wasn't in the hospital, which I was.
You can stop there.
And then I didn't have the document that they wanted, and I didn't know what to.
I got you.
I didn't even know.
So I did backtrack this because my memory doesn't always serve me so well. I kept thinking that she didn't know because she didn't show up in the chat, obviously, for the first half of the show when we did that fundraiser. But then when I looked back, I had texted her like 4 hours before the show started and told her because she had kind of gone on, life sucks, whatever. And I said, well, we're going to do a fundraiser for you, XYZ, you deserve it, blah, blah, blah. And, she was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Nobody's ever done this for me. And and then went on another rant about how, it's so hard because she has no support and, no family, no friends, no this, no that, the online community is her support network. So she did know everything about this, and she responded very positively to it, and never once in there did she correct it or anything. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's continue.
Know how to
Yeah.
I kept saying I don't have it, but I don't know. I just wasn't. I should have been more. I don't know. I couldn't get that document in the middle of a Friday afternoon.
Don't block me out. I need this comment out. Rob, I got a comment for you. This is another. The stories are breaking so quick and furious. Everybody, please hit a thumbs up on the show. This could be the season highlight.
Do you want me to read this?
Rob. Yes, Rob, please.
Hey, kids. Not to take away from Krispy, but I'm trying to make this all about me because I might be banned for the third time. And I'm sad about Melody because I hate this stream and I'm passively aggressively posting this link.
All right. There it is. Thank you, Darren.
I wanted to be about someone else than me.
Okay.
What happened to Melody? What's going on with Melody?
We just restricted.
He pulled a knife on Sue.
Oh no! Did he scan the manosphere? Did he scan the manosphere?
No, settle down, Krispy.
Hold on. Hold on. Can I explain this, Rachel? Because I
have Rob. Absolutely. Take it on.
We did a fundraiser for Melody.
Oh my God. No, we just have them down to 2 days a week on the show, not every day. Show becomes a little more predictable. Like you coming on like this is so unpredictable, so unexpected. So it makes for a great show. People are interested. They've been following the story of the escapades. There have been accusations of cocaine abuse. Is that your drug? Did you ever fall into the pitfalls of heavy drug abuse, Krispy?
No, I didn't. But I've talked about. I was involved in a federal trial, like a big federal trial with a huge. It was a huge bust that was like a coordinated bust, and it went over several cities, and it was a big thing. And so,
was it 17 counts of sexual harassment?
Rachel,
and with a member, a former president of the United States.
Oh my fucking God, Maz! I love Mazzy, but when I interact with him personally, but he just cannot help his goddamn self, can he?
No, he's got Trump derangement syndrome pretty bad.
Yeah,
but I love him.
No, yeah, I like the guy, even though he said he was going to punch me in my cunt nose. I have that clipped. He's going to make. I don't know if you've seen Flow State's Greatest Hates, but I'm working on the second version of it. He'll make it.
Oh my God!
It's a 30-minute compilation of people talking shit about me. He's going to make the second one.
Attaboy, Massey! Holy smokes!
I hate
you, in court. Is this some sort of bust?
Now, okay. What about this? These kind of comments, I hear them as well. So there's the rumors of the drug abuse. One of the most hurtful, one of the most controversial is that your late husband is not a late husband. That you simply broke up and that was a lie. I mean, that is just the craziest story.
That's like the meanest. That's the meanest thing ever. And I think I mean, I've got. What do you guys want? Like, I've got his obituary. It's just like what I don't know what is the. I don't know what.
I love that. Yeah,
Krispy, I think you need to dig up his grave. Go do it.
No, that's
I know, right? Like. It's just,
it.
some things are just like, what,
Okay,
I don't even know how.
I want to do a follow-up with you. You email me at this address. Don't send nothing to Sue. She's no good for this stuff. And I'd love to see that old bit and stuff, because I will pitch a hard ball for you and support you all the way.
Yeah, because I shared that with a couple of people. I don't mind sharing it personally to.
Well, it's on the world. It's out there in the world anyway. An obit is public. I do genealogy. It's my bag. That's what.
Did you get a obituary?
She hasn't sent one yet, but I would love her to send me an obit, because then I'll just find what paper it was published in, etc. It's fake complete, right? You can't bullshit that. And of course, a lot of this stuff, depending on where it's at or what state it's in, is public access. So I do a lot of genealogical research. So I find that obit pretty quick. No, well, it's got to be her. I mean, doesn't anybody know this lady? You know, in real life, in real world living. You know, what's her state again? What's her home state?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Oh,
although okay, so that's where she's from. I don't think she lives there now.
Yeah.
She lives in Kentucky, I think. I don't know. Joe Cool met her, but he's been staying away. I haven't seen him since this whole drama ball unfolded. So
yeah, I don't want this flow. The real name, your better half is asking, what about this? And so I don't know her real name or anything, but I mean, with the obit or with maybe somebody knows, but you got to have a certain level of trust. And when you fuck up publicly like this, it's the easiest thing in the world. I mean, on a claim like that, certainly you could clear the airwaves on that. Why bullshit? If this behavior is so far outside of where I would even go in my wildest imagining. So it's nuts though, right?
Yeah. And honestly, yeah, Nicolina called him. It was very disappointing to me that she wasn't able to get a hold of him the second time or give us something. Like I don't not trust her, but I just need more than that to move forward with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You've been operating in good faith. Both you and Sarah have operated in good faith throughout this thing, as far as I can see, right?
Yeah.
And to her credit, Krispy wasn't throwing you guys under the bus on my show because we got a lot of people that give you guys shit all the time, right?
Right, but she necessarily is. There's implied. If she was actually in the hospital and really is sick and really is a widow, then we're douchebags. What are we doing, right? So.
Well, no, because you were given a certain line of information. All it means is that you bought one bait. You had two pieces of bait put out in front of you. You take the bait Krispy threw you. You take the bait that these other people. What was it? Mel was the one to break the story.
Oh yeah, Mel Pandora.
Yeah, there you go. So it's up to you to decide with your own discernment, your best guess, and given the available information, to make your best guess as far as what you're going to do or who you're going to invest. The main issue, the only problem with this whole thing, really, it means anything. Certain monies were raised under false pretexts, right? And that even if you had gone ahead, maybe she felt embarrassed, but that would have been the time right then. Like I could full confession here. I'm going through some shit. I'm acting like a nut right now. I can't. Don't take a single page. Don't do this. Bless your heart, but don't make it happen. But some people are financially, more needy, more, and so it's a huge temptation. Here's 10,000, but don't lie, and they kind of go, ooh, I'm now my eyes and I'm coveting this money, and it's hard to say no to it. They're about big payday.
But that's not what happened, right? Like I could see that if we just said, here, congratulations, here's a bag.
Yeah.
But she knew that it was happening beforehand. So
yeah.
She let the whole thing go through without knowing if she'd get any money at all. Maybe she gets $5-10. So
yeah.
Anyways, let's continue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where she should have, made the stop there. Okay, let's see.
Well, even look, if she just returned, Sarah, have you seen $1 back?
No, she told me like the last text I got was a text saying that I'll give it back.
Same. And but a show of good faith would be like, send back $10, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. you might not have $800 or $900 on you now, but just send something back and we can start talking again as if we're in good faith.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I do. I'm always going through obituaries, reading them. And so it's one of those things. Now, about the hospital.
Yes,
here's the other better thing. Oh, hold on. We've got problems here. Meet the Pennsylvania nuns.
Republican operatives are accusing nuns of voter fraud now. I mean, it's ridiculous.
No.
Well, yeah, but hold on, Massey. I mean, does voter fraud occur ever?
Not to the extent.
Does it occur? Yes. Your Honor, just answer the question. Your Honor, I direct the to simply answer the question, yes or no. Does voter fraud occur? Don't spin it. This is a no spin zone. God, I like that. I should use that. Rob, what do you think of that? If I incorporate this little thing here.
Rachel, can you stay on one nonsense topic at a time, please?
The feds are in trouble. Have you heard about this? Is that they're tanking the economy and generations are going to pay for this. They're flooding it as an election tactic. It's horrible. Our people are all over
Never
it.
a conspiracy.
It's not gonna work.
Never a conspiracy that you couldn't post.
All right. Anyway,
Always everything is a conspiracy.
Bless your sweetheart. Now listen, we're working on the Krispy story right now. Krispy, another element of your story that a lot of people are wanting to get to is, are we able to? Yeah, all of a sudden Nancy Pelosi defends nuns. When the hell did that happen? But anyway, that's kind of funny. But here we go, Krispy. Is there any way you can get to the hospital and actually get a report of your thing, just to quell the fires? To put a big glass of water on it all?
Yeah, I sent the paper just to or on an email or whatever last night or whatever.
Okay.
I've had it for a while. I don't know like what. Yeah. I mean, it's just I was trying to find something that had like the date that I went in and then the date that I left or whatever. And so and you know that like
those dates are on fucking everything.
Yeah. Well, not only that, like she sent a pre-authorization form for some kind of shit that like inpatient surgery shit. Like if you can get a pre-auth form, to my knowledge, a pre-auth form is from the doctor to your insurance company to get approval to push forward. Like that would not even be seen by the person, like by the patient. But like, so you can get a hold of a pre-auth form, but you can't get a hold of a discharge paper. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Right.
Like the discharge paper would be 100 times easier. Not only would you be able to log into the app, but you could literally call the hospital and ask them if you can come pick. Like it's really not that hard. They print the shit out all day.
Pre-authorization forms are internal documents. It's not anything that the patient sees.
Exactly.
Yeah. And also, it wouldn't I don't know. I don't think a pre-authorization form would even be used if you just surprisingly end up in the hospital, right? Would they?
I mean, I think that would depend. Well, no, because if you're checked in, if you're checked in to stay as an inpatient, I think at that point, like it becomes like it's a sense of urgency that they're going to do whatever they have to do to fix you in that moment, right? Pre-authorization would be if I go to the doctor and they find out I need knee surgery or something, they get a pre-auth form for it because it's not a sense of urgency. Whereas if you're hospitalized and get checked in, like anything at that point can be done because the doctor kind of oversees that. To my knowledge, I could be 100% wrong, but to my knowledge, I believe that's how it works.
Also, I have just searched her full legal name with obituary, her full legal name with her state and obituary, survived by her full legal name and obituary, and I'm not finding anything about her having a dead husband. So
it would be easy to verify because of the newspaper, right?
Yeah, it should be very easy to verify. That's the point of obituaries, isn't it, for things like this?
Well, you put about. I mean, it would be the last name, the husband's last name, right? And then would be survived by wife, and it wouldn't necessarily go her full name. It would just simply be survived by loving wife Krispy, their beloved children Greg and Judy. You know,
even at that, like if you could prove the obituary and people are saying that you're lying, like that's something as simple as like making a community post with the link to it. You know, I mean, her name's already kind of been thrown out there to my knowledge, or even sending that just to say like, hey, I am in good faith on this stuff, like because it's producing like one lie after another. And it would like be my sole purpose to knock each and every one down, you know, for credibility purposes.
Correct. All right.
Yeah. When was the guy expected to have...
I forget, but it's official thing or whatever. So I got that, and then
yes.
Well, I think Rachel was talking.
I was just curious about when did he die? Like what year did he pass? Kind of ballpark within the last 5, 20 years, 30, 40, what are we looking at?
I wouldn't, the impression I was left with was within the last 5-ish or 10, like under 10 for sure. But she never really said explicitly. That's just the impression I got.
Yeah.
She did say that she had 2 autopsies done and that he's an organ donor. So I don't know how she was able to make duplicate bodies, but yeah, when I was asking about hold
on, that's a good one. Was her husband born in 1938?
Probably not.
I think he's in his early 50s based on what I had found prior.
Holy smokes. Just some of there are some obits out there, but it'd be a matter of hunting down and find the right one. But anyway, let's hope that, in a great world with a positive look, hopefully, zero fucks given goes, he's 52 at the time of his passing. So not 90, but it would be interesting, if you could get the information, and then, at least that part of the story could be kind of cleared up, right?
She's so far down the rabbit hole at this point that she basically just going to have to return the money and apologize and start from scratch. In my mind, like, I don't know. Would you either of you believe, if you got perfect looking documents, would you believe them?
A perfect looking duck, it'd be a little difficult because there's a lot of water under the bridge, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think there's a whole.
But here's the deal. If you go to an objective third party proprietor like, quote, newspapers.com, whose bread and butter is to hold on to these old newspapers, digitize them, then I wouldn't be dependent upon her testimony. I'd be verifying out through there. Right, through newspapers.com, which would have the newspaper in question, the issue in question, the location. It would all add up. It'd be pretty quick and easy to verify, right?
So this is I heard her say this to Resta. She said that, like, he got a boner like an hour before they deleted him in the hospital. That story was fucking wild.
That is a crazy story.
Like, after he's supposedly brain dead, right? She said she whispered in his ears and he started getting a boner. Like, what in the absolute?
Well, this is what I've heard of this phenomenon. It's called post rigor mortis, and you get, and if it lasts more than 4 hours, apparently you're supposed to
apparently you're dead. What happened is Krispy faked being in the hospital and let Sarah and I run a fundraiser for her, and basically ripped everyone off. So, all right. Anything else, or should we continue?
All right.
Yeah. And then I think, what else did I have? I had something else. I can't even think now, but I've got a couple of documents and then I don't know what else I'm supposed to have. Oh yeah. And my husband's stuff. I think I've got some of his stuff.
Oh, bless you. Well, listen, we just want peace in the valley and everybody to live in harmony going forward. I know that Massey and Rob have told me they are planning to riot following the election because of the anger that has been built up over 4 years of this horrendous Harris-Biden administration.
It's going to coincide over the riots during either New York or LA.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've received a lot of criticisms of my fine self over the course of running this program with my Yoko Ono shirt. We're being brought to you by the good folks at Yoko Ono today in the Fluxus movement. Rachel is a buffoon. Many people said I've got a stormy kind of approach to things. It's like a buffoon that you get in the Gulf of Mexico. Go ahead, Matt.
According to Krispy, today, Rob should not take us to the second record store.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Oh yeah, and I was gonna say to Loki too. Yeah, that everybody was gonna say that I photoshopped or whatever, no matter what I did. And it didn't take a week. I sent those documents like 2 days later or whatever. But still, that's what everybody was gonna say, no matter what I did. And I don't know how to do any of that shit. anyway. I'm not very good. I
She
can't edit
definitely
anything.
does not know how to do any of it because she did it very, very horribly.
Very poorly.
I'm thinking she's got a tenuous grasp on the English language in general, just judging by some of those documents.
Yeah.
Good at it at all. And I'm
Do
like
you-
half
it-
blind. So
Without
I can't
going to Crispy,
All right, go ahead, Rob. Yeah.
You don't want to do the typical move that happens over at the Rotten Tomatoes show and attack people's characters that have brought charges against you, do you?
I mean, I don't know what.
Did he just attack the character of someone and bring charges against them? Is that what happened?
You can do it all.
He can do it all.
What, like,
And Rob, stop stealing my look.
who, or I think everybody has hated me openly, so I don't know what's going on. I haven't looked at
Me,
it.
you have never been hated. You are loved here on the Rachel.
Oh, hold on. Do you
Okay.
want to go back in time when you came up here, pointing out my disdain for what happens over there and the people involved?
Yes, I remember. Are you trying to
Yes.
rub that in my face, Rob?
No, but you were some sort of apologist or some kind, a defender of what
Yeah.
goes over there.
Michael,
Yeah.
Michael,
We love Sarah. We do not change
No,
our
it's
policy.
a horror.
Sarah,
It's a horrible place.
Michael,
Yeah,
I went to free.
Rob, that is horrible. It's very hurtful. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, Sarah
Well,
was in
answer
a
Michael. I've been a
difficult
freak-
position. Go ahead.
I've been
I'm
a
sorry,
freak-
Nancy.
Freak Beat before, and I was there because I had dinner in Sherman Oaks last night. So I went there yesterday.
Oh,
How's
I
your
bought
friend?
one.
Famous.
How's your
that
friend
place
doing?
is beautiful.
There wasn't a lot of interesting stuff yesterday, but I bought one thing. So
Wow.
How's your
It's
friend?
beautiful, Nancy.
good.
Oh,
I
do you have a
love.
secret friend?
I will defend Sarah. Sarah is trying to do the very best with a great show she
No.
has. She's working against a
Wait,
lot of
Rachel,
opposition and
I
credit.
guess she's like the 45 of the manosphere.
Oh,
When you have
wow.
no use for-
You're saying that
when
you're putting
there's
that
no
out.
use for you. She cut you loose like
Oh,
a.
my God.
No,
Right.
she did. She did. She did
No.
something very nice for me,
Yeah.
and then yeah, she was in a bad position, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know what.
What was her bad position? Her face towards the camera.
No, oh, Rob, that's
Holy
not nice.
Shit, as if I'm
Rob.
not putting out enough fires. I've got this barn burner.
Right.
Afternoon, Rachel, and such Jamie Barnes, our beloved Jamie. Show regular
Mhm.
Jamie Barnes. Hi, Krispy. Don't feel bad about not being able to edit. Rob Walker cannot either. And he's had
Oh.
6,000 subscribers, 1 million views, and a whopping $0 in revenue. What the hell is this? Jamie, is this like a renewed conflagration of antipathy towards the incredible Rob Walker? Jamie, what's happened?
Wow.
Okay. Okay, what do you think about this, Massey? Is there any truth in this? Take your time with that.
Well, yeah, I think this bullshit is that you have to prove, you're innocent until proven guilty, except for these fucking conspiracy people that you have to prove that innocence. I think you have to prove your guilt. So it's up to them. If they have any information, they should present it. And the actual
Presented. Fake documents. Yeah. Lies. I mean, Mazzy.
Yeah, he hasn't followed. He hasn't really followed the story, right?
Right. That's what I figured. I figured a lot of, I mean, and you can't expect anybody to follow the story as nearly as closely as like the three of us have because we're in it. But Mazzy is smarter than that.
just hearsay.
Rob's not, but Mazzy is.
Or innuendo, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for me.
The Raging Tomato is a real girl. She's all bona fide, real Jesus made the Raging Tomato. Okay.
Hey,
So
this
that's
Trumpy bear person is slowly
Hold on.
we're working. You're working it.
Caucasian Sasquatch says she confessed just now. Did I miss that?
Yeah, a little bit back earlier there.
She said
Sas
she put
caught
you
it.
in a bad position.
He put you two kids in a bad position, Sarah in particular.
no use for you. She cut you loose like a.
Oh my God!
No, she did. She did. She did something
No.
very nice for me,
Yeah.
and then yeah, she was in a bad position, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know what.
What was was her bad position.
So is that the confession that that Sarah's in a bad position?
Maybe she's like owning the guilt of putting me in the bad position or something like that. I mean,
Oh, I see. Yeah,
like the only reason I was put in a bad position is because she wouldn't send a freaking document that was not doctored, you know. So why am I in a bad position? If she did nothing wrong, then I wouldn't be in a bad position. I'd just be making all of this shit up. But obviously she recognizes I'm in a bad position because she put me there on her own. But
yeah, if it was clean, you wouldn't have a situation to be in.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, it's not technically a confession, but you can definitely read that out of it for sure.
On her face towards the camera.
No, oh, Rob, that's not nice.
Shit, as if I'm not putting out enough fires on this barn burner. After such Jamie Barnes, our beloved Jamie, show regular Jamie Barnes. Hi, Krispy. Don't feel bad about not being able to edit. Rob Walker cannot either. And he's had 6,000 subscribers, 1 million views, and a whopping $0 in revenue. What the hell is this? Jamie, is this like a renewed conflagration of antipathy towards the incredible Rob Walker? Jamie, what's happened?
Wow.
Okay. Okay, what do you think about this, Massey? Is there any truth in this? Take your time with that.
Well, yeah, I think this bullshit is that you have to prove, you're innocent until proven guilty, except for these fucking conspiracy people that you have to prove that innocence. I think you have to prove your guilt. So it's up to them. If they have any information, they should present it, any actual information, not just hearsay.
Can we stop there?
Or innuendo, yes.
I'm not too loud, am I? I'm driving.
No, you're fine.
Okay. So, he says innocent and we have to be the ones to necessarily prove it or whatever. But we did grant that in the very beginning. That was a given. That's why we did what we did. We didn't start questioning it until she started acting funny when we said, hey, just send us something so we can stand our ground on this and we can, shut this down. And then it got weird and weird and weird. And then obviously now here we are. But we already gave that innocence right up front. We already presumed it was there.
Yeah. It was when Mel broke the story, wasn't it? When questions started coming. Well, you guys were being questioned or being challenged on what was going on.
Even at that, we still defended her. We were still holding our ground on it, freely. We were there's this is not believable. It is what it is. We're, we accept it and we just let Krispy know, hey, just send us something so that we can really go toe to toe on this and be yeah, we have proof, shove off. But then as we started asking for stuff and she got more kind of sus again and again and again, then it became okay, maybe we're the idiots here that maybe Mel is right or maybe everybody's right, whatever. So but we granted the innocence. We presumed it. That's why we did a damn fundraiser.
Yeah. And I was defending her for a long time, but just it became obvious in my mind as I'm defending her just automatically, because I just assumed that she was not lying, that this is the weak point in my knowledge of it. And so, hey, Krispy, can you help me shore up my own, the chink in my armor? And that was the card, the Jenga block that brought the whole thing down.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for me.
The Raging Tomato is a real girl. She's all bona fide, real Jesus made the Raging Tomato. Okay.
Hey, so this Trumpy Bear person is slowly
working. You're working his way to his heart, you son of a gun. Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen, 189 watching the Rachel's Ghost TV show right now. Well above the Vinyl Richie threshold. Please hit that thumbs up. I'm going to do a look at it now. We'll see where we are with the thumbs up. Hopefully, we're approaching 50. We are at a paltry 34. Oh, come on. 34. Oh, my God. Rob, you're so good at this. Speak to the kids about the power of the thumbs up.
Richard James, can you highlight Richard James' comment?
All right, Darren. Okay, Ricardo. Okay, I like the speed dating product.
No, that's Chuck T, Rachel.
All right, sorry, Chuck. Let's go. Okay, which one do I? Ricardo. Okay, here we go. He's singing.
That's not the comment.
Right. Anyway, what were you thinking, Rob? What was on your mind as regards to commentary?
Rachel, it's all timing, and you ruined it.
Holy smokes!
So I see Joe Cool down there, and I did just text Joe a link. If I don't know if he's even available to come up or not, but just a little heads up, Joe, because Joe's met her, and what I want to know is, did you meet a husband? Did you go to her house? Like, I don't know. If he, like, when Joe came and met me, I would have a hard time hiding Mrs. Flo.
Yeah,
because he stayed at my house, but there's question about, we believe that she doesn't have a dead husband. After all, she got a live one. So this
is good.
Speak of the devil. Welcome, Joe Cool.
That was good. Yeah.
Did you hear me? Did you hear me warning you?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
So tell me about the husband thing. You've met her. I think you're the only one. You're the only one I know who's met her. Did you meet a husband? Did you go to the house?
I just pulled up so she could show me the house as part of the tour. I stayed there. I don't think she went in or anything. I never got out the car, and that was it. Didn't meet anybody else. She said she had a daughter that was there, but I didn't see anyone. I was only there a second.
At her house? And how long were you in town there?
I left that morning, so about a full day with her, and then I left.
A full day there in her hometown, and you never went to her house at all?
No, at first, I guess she was afraid until it was hours before she was just giving me a tour of the place before she felt comfortable to point it out, So, I honor that.
Yeah, I couldn't blame her for that. I mean, Joe, I would just make you sandwiches and bring them outside to you.
Right, I'm okay with that. Jaden, I just went and saw Jaden. He gave me a fake address somewhere. And then as he met me, he was like, all right, man, I was bullshitting you. You cool. I'll give you the real one. I'm okay with that.
I think I just gave you, I don't even know if I met you at the door. I might have just told you to come in.
Yeah, you was just like, all right, come on. Man. You was like, you said something funny like.
Flo accepted his fate.
He did, right? He's going to be an axe murderer. He's going to get me. He made some funny comment like, excuse the mess, but I'm not going to clean it up or something. That was like some of the first shit he said to me and told me to come on in the house. So that was pretty cool.
All right.
But I gotta, I don't want to change shit up, but I didn't know none of this. God dog, and I heard about, I rewound and heard that Krispy, something about you saying she doctored a letter, and I fast forwarded right back. Was like,
yeah. So let me give you the Spark Notes version real quick before we get back in. A week or two ago, I don't know, a little while back, Krispy was supposedly in the hospital. She told a bunch of people this. Sarah and I did a fundraiser for her, sent her the money. Find out later she's full of shit. She wasn't in the hospital. Since then, she's been scrambling, trying to insist that she was. She sent both of us and other people just a ton of paperwork. All of it's fucking doctored, obviously, and poorly doctored.
And you guys are in agreement. I don't see y'all saying no to this.
Oh no, everybody's on the the three of us have been around through this whole ordeal. And I, like I said, at the beginning, I said I felt like the public needed to be present for the information parts of this, right? Because people donated money to this. But yes, after that was figured out, which I felt like it was, I didn't feel like it was cool of me to continue to sort of exploit it for content, right?
Dig it, bro.
But she this morning she went over on Rachel's Ghost channel, and that's what we're reviewing now. So I haven't seen it. This is my first watch of it. I was
perfect.
I'm on streamer hours, so.
What are you going to be for Halloween, Rob? I was wondering what you were going to be for Halloween.
I'm not a big Halloween participant person.
Oh.
I'm thinking
I
you
do
could
like
go
the-
as an
I
an
do like the
RSO
candy
maybe.
part of it. Rachel, can you highlight yesterday's paper's comment as I say, please highlight it?
All right, here we go. Rob, take that on, I guess.
The year 2024.
Oh my.
Rachel,
The
you and I
person
just
who's in I tried to do this, but Mazzy interrupts every fucking
Every time. Okay, hang on, Mouse.
Sorry, yesterday's paper.
I love it. Okay.
Okay, Mousy, go ahead now, Mouse.
no, I just was saying you and I got a text from Joey in Sicily, I think.
Okay, good. Let's check it out. Well, my phone's not here. That's my problem.
I want
Okay,
a text
I hope
from
everything's
Joey in
great. We
Sicily.
sure love him. Oh, Joey's incredible. We love him.
That sounds really fun. I don't get any kind of text from anybody in Sicily.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Rachel, this is from Chad, eh? I'm only yanking Rob Rocker's proverbial chun. He surely could take it as dishes it out. You know who my eternal VC fellow is with. He's 80 years old, he's in Tokyo, and he's watching.
Rachel,
Yes.
Rachel. Jimmy
Yeah.
Barnes is not Mike Myers from So I Married an
Oh my God, Rob. He's moving ahead. It's the size of Sputnik. We just have fun. I love Chad.
Head.
Yeah, he's moving ahead. It's just crazy. Okay, this is interesting. Go ahead, Rob.
The year 2024. Raging Tomato reviews the hit based on. And what, Rachel? And what happens might appall you.
Oh, this is horrible. Okay. The best comment Krispy ever made was R.E. Rob Walker, that rude toupee wearing guy.
Did I say that?
Yeah, I guess
I don't know.
I met him in person, and I can confirm he doesn't wear a toupee. It just looks like it.
It just looks like it. Well, I shouldn't
He
have
does
said
not
that.
wear a toupee. He does not wear
Here's one. I got a challenge for Krispy. Here's one that came across the desk. People are saying, "Oh, Krispy's not. She's faking it because she's eating Twizzlers or something. You're having Twizzlers."
Oh yeah.
Apparently, we can't have Twizzlers if we're battling the gout.
I guess, or
this.
Crohn's disease. Yeah, or
Yes.
Crohn's disease. Yeah. Believe it or not, like Twizzlers is not. The doctors didn't say I can't ever have Twizzlers.
All right.
So crazy.
So that's the one the doctors did not say that is verboten. Okay. Boy, we're getting to a lot of the actual medical intricacies of everything. Now, Krispy, is there a chance that you could go back to the hospital and say, "Listen, I'm getting shakedown on public social media. Can I just do it to put the water out?"
Yeah, I sent you guys a form that's got the full date on it. You guys have it. So yeah.
She shouldn't have to prove that to anybody.
Yeah,
That's
but
bullshit.
it could
But
be
that
a
was I gotta
helpful
do
thing.
it though, Mazzy, because they had that fundraiser for me, so I need to prove it. But what I
Money
didn't
was
want,
involved.
what I didn't want to,
I get it.
is
I didn't realize that.
I didn't
Okay.
want to put like my
Come on,
all
Rob.
my medical history
the
out there,
Mazzy?
like
Right.
everything out there. So like I mean, and I didn't have anything that said when I came in to when I left. I mean, I was already out for a whole week.
Well, do you have I don't know what kind of medical
Hey,
like,
Paul,
I'm with Kaiser, so I can go to the Kaiser's app.
Isn't that the setup for I am sick, I can show you the paperwork from the doctor. However, there are no dates, immediately I got red flags going on.
Yeah, and actually, the first thing she sent me was paperwork from the doctor where the date had been scribbled out. But you could still see through it.
It was 2016.
From 2016.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I don't know how the fuck. And I told her, I said, and I was very explicit a ton of times. I said, I want something with the date, with the date, with the date. I said, fucking date. And what she do, she scribbles that shit out and says it. I think that what she was banking on is my own self-interest. And, because I had some self-interest in looking at that and going, yeah, I got it.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, I get it.
Sarah, Rachel, any comments before we continue?
I think at this point, we've just because you haven't seen it all, I think we're almost done with pretty much the entire thing. I asked her, where's the evidence on maybe the wristband? People talk about that. I mentioned the Twizzlers thing. People that say, hey, Krispy, people are mentioned. I mentioned some of the points that were brought up. I mentioned the drug use. I mentioned the passing of her husband. So, we've really basically covered everything. All I'm interested in is because there's no money for me involved, right? I'm not part of the scam component of it. Never happened on my channel. And full disclosure, I did not donate to the quote charity. So I lost nothing in this. So she's just another personality amongst many on my show. She doesn't talk shit about anybody. So she's not a negative force that way. That's what I care more about. And she comes on, she's got a cute voice. People like her. And so that's kind of where it begins and ends for me, vis-a-vis her appearances on my program. Right. But I told her also that, maybe it's, are you going to give the money back? I don't know if that has appeared yet. And she said, yeah, I'm doing that. It's a little hard because I've got I did put some on bills and stuff, but I do have some and blah, blah, blah. So, we said, well, expedite that, make that happen. And it'll help you out, at least, put a cap on it. And then people can make their own mind up about the individual and the nature of online engagement. I love Joe Cool, but am I having Joe over for tea later? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe. Or maybe. So I think that's kind of my take on it. I do have a Patreon stream to get to at 4:00, so I'm going to head out of here. I think I covered it as far as I'm able to help out Flo. I just tell you that I like him. We got a lot of feedback in our community because we have beloved Dr. Roberts. You got a lot of flack from our team for shooting him down. His wife is very ill, but I do understand what it's like when somebody comes in and it's like the Debbie Downer skit on Saturday Night Live. Everybody's talking. Oh, I went to Disneyland and my friend died on the ride.
And let me just I accuse him of not being a real doctor, and I think that I was wrong in that accusation. Everything else stands, but I'm going to retract that falsehood.
He's actually a spinal surgeon, right? He's a surgeon, and his beloved wife, who is battling cancer, she's a doctor as well, a surgeon, and her specialty is the liver. She does liver transplants and like so. Amazingly give people. Really nice to see Joe too. Joe draws
the same. I wish I'd have got it earlier.
Yeah, you're fine, Joe. I enjoy it. And Sarah, I love you to moon and back. And a great live stream you got here, and keep up the great work and all that stuff. Nice to drop by. I was just watching you, and then I saw the thumbnail. What did you think of my Krispy thumbnail?
I pilfered it. So
yeah, I did the Twin Peaks thing, right? Which I thought was kind of funny, Anyway, Krispy, walk with me. All right, everybody, take care.
Thank you for coming up.
Thanks.
Bye, Rachel.
Bye. Peace and love. Bye, everybody.
And I'm dropping links to everybody who's joined right now.
So did the doctor shit come up over there on Rachel's?
Sorry, did the doctor shit come up?
Yeah. Did anybody I saw over there look like they were having a good time? Did it come up at all?
Yeah, it came up the next day.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it came up, and I took some heat for it, of course. I took less heat though after I came up and basically explained what the fuck was going on than beforehand.
Oh yeah. I get it too. You got an interest in Krispy. You got an interest in what's going on. You raised the money, and she assumed you were going to ride with her out of closeness. I'm assuming all this shit's true. That's interesting. Has she been back over to your joint?
Has she been back over?
Yeah, and are you guys still talking?
She's texted me a handful of times, but it's always like big walls of emotional blah, 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 and fake documents and no information. I am sending her a Cash App request right now for $20.
I was going to say a text, but okay.
No. I'm just curious,
So What was the money intended for? Anything in particular?
No, and actually, that's the reason. So somebody had brought this up to me, Krispy. Maybe we should do a fundraiser beforehand, before the thing with Sarah, and I had said no, and that's exactly why. Because a fundraiser is normally to push somebody over like a speed bump or something, right?
Yeah.
And it was too ambiguous of a thing. Hello, Nicolino. Welcome.
Hey, Flo.
Good
How
What you
are
think?
you?
You know, same shit, new day.
Are you guys still talking about Krispy for real?
Yeah, well, she showed up this morning on someone else's panel and trying to act like all these things didn't happen, which I know is not, that's not directly an attack on us, but it is vicariously an attack on us.
What community?
Over at Rachel's Ghost. It's tagged in the top.
Vinyl community.
Interesting. So is she still co-signing or is she still stating that her husband died? Everything's a lie?
Woo!
I didn't know.
I got that 20 back.
That was fast.
Now what do I do with it?
Split it with me.
Split it with you? All right. Yeah, she's still claiming her husband died. And I don't, like I said, I wish that you had talked to him on the phone, right?
Oh yeah, I think
not that I don't believe you, but like at this point especially in this saga, I need something tangible.
Flow State.
Yes.
I not only talked to her husband, I talked to her brother-in-law Joseph.
Her brother-in-law Joseph. Who's that? And,
Joseph Fisher.
Okay, hold on. I don't want to full dox anybody.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a full dox. That's
I mean, but you know what I mean.
That's a standard name. That's a standard name.
Can you tell it
Hello,
to me?
I'm switching over to studio mode. I'm going to jump out of the phone mode.
Okay. But yeah, so tiptoeing around, you can do whatever you want with them. But anyways, go ahead. Can you just tell me about the story without the specifics of the person?
Well, I explained it earlier this week, but I called her brother-in-law Joe first and talked to him, got her husband David's number. I spoke to David, and David had no idea that he took Viagra and died in June, which is when Krispy's birthday is. And she donated his organs. He is still very much alive.
Yeah,
what's the problem here, Flo? Do you want to believe Krispy, or
no? No, I believe you. Hold on.
Is it no? Just let me ask. Is it one of those things where you don't want to admit that you were lied to? I don't know. I'm just asking. Like
no.
I just. All right.
I believe you. I just can't. I can't use that personally, right? I can't say that I've seen it or I've heard it. And because of the way that this particular situation has unfolded, I just can't go out on any limbs. Like I do believe you, and I just wish it had that extra bit of proof.
I do too. I was at work and I only had my work laptop, and there was no way that I could record the call. Otherwise, I feel like Flo, in a little bit of over a year that we have kind of known about each other, irrespective of receipts, I'm almost always right. I mean, I called out easy, I've called out a lot of fuck shit, and I didn't have any receipts, but it came to fruition, correct?
Correct. Yeah. And don't take it. I wasn't calling you a liar or anything. I do believe you. I believe you, but to take it that extra step and let me be able to wield it,
Hi, Mom.
You know what? I don't look at things. People are like, don't dox. Come on, you guys. We live in a time where we don't have to have the phone book. We just type in a name.
You're not wrong.
This is not some huge problem.
Right.
This is not a huge issue.
I agree with you. That said, I don't want to open myself to the I don't want to give myself the vulnerability of, oh, he's a doc, she's a doc.
I get it.
I
So-
disagree,
I get it.
period. I believe that doxing a motherfucker encourages other motherfuckers to do it.
I'm a huge doxer. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
I
Hard to be mad at that.
minority on that doxing shit.
I have been like that. I have been like that since I have come to this platform because I was doxed when I came to this platform.
How did you like it? How did you like it when they doxed you?
Well, I lost my job at Michigan State University over
Didn't
it.
like it
So
much,
now
huh?
I just go right back at everybody. The same way it is what it is. You don't get to have the anonymity of the internet.
That's true.
And lie and scam people and be like, oh, well, we can't dox them. We can't expose them.
All that wasn't added into the equation. We're just talking about doxing, period. Motherfuckers find every reason in the world when they get upset to
honey bunny.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, and my stance on it is purely defensive, right? I just don't want to have that come at me. But yeah, I mean, you're right. You're not wrong.
No, Stevie J. I came to this platform and was doxxed immediately for calling out a scammer. That's it. So I feel if you're
I love Nikki's vindictive energy.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like
vindictive. Is it vindictive or am I matching energies?
Could be the same thing. If their energy is vindictive and you match it, you're vindictive.
Joe Cool, I would never dox anybody unless there's reason, period.
That's what I'm saying. I got a lot of buddies. All of them live in a doxing world, and they have reasons beyond your capacity they come up with. Joe, 3 years ago, this is what occurred. I was like, I'm not even hearing 3 years ago. Why are you still at each other?
Listen, you can't dox me, those of you in the chat, because I dox myself. Everybody knows my full name is Nicole Ruggiero. I live in Owasso, Michigan. I dox my phone number. It doesn't matter because why? I have nothing to hide. Real is real, correct?
That's a big
no, John. Reason is easy to find, but if I literally watch you scam a community, I'm 661, call, text, I don't give a shit. That is an actual number. It is not a text now number because there's nothing to be scared of. This is the internet. Nobody's pulling up to my house. No one's going to pull up to your house. Stop.
That's a really good point. I've never worried about being doxxed. And nobody tries to dox me for that reason because I just don't give a fuck. I mean, actually, right. Paul did dox me, but I could not give a shit less. Yeah, I'm still waiting. He said he was sending over, I don't remember what motorcycle club it was, but that there was going to be like some banditos or something coming to talk to me. I'm still waiting on him.
My husband's in a 1% MC, and I hear other 1%ers are going to come talk to him, and they don't show either.
Joe, on screen?
Huh?
He's over there cleaning out his pipe on screen.
Oh.
Joe! Good thing I wasn't restreaming that one.
Oh, I'm not naive. No, I'm not naive. I'm a realist. And there's nobody on the internet that scares me. They shouldn't scare you either.
Do you ever consider like the safety of children or, safety?
I have children and grandchildren. And you know what? No, nobody scares me.
Right.
We're locked and loaded over here, Miss Sarah.
Well, yeah, no, I understand that for you. I'm saying for other people, not everybody.
Not my problem.
Some people do have like creepy followers who are waiting for those moments for somebody to spill information and do
not
things
my problem.
like that.
So
not my problem.
My chat is wanting me to call the husband. I don't know that I necessarily want to call the husband. I'm just sort of thinking through.
I've never lived on Park Street. I live at.
And what was your high school mascot and your mother's maiden name?
Trojan Edmondson.
It wasn't a real question.
My mom's actually calling me right now. But anyways, yeah, that's it. What are you gonna do? Fix my credit? I have about $65,000 in student loans. Could you pay it off?
Woo.
Thank you.
Your prayer request video was real funny, by the way, and
thank you.
I fully plan on pilfering that idea at some point in the future when
thank you.
I need it.
Did you pray?
I'm not religious. I probably should pray, shouldn't I? But no, I did
not either.
I mostly just laughed. It seemed like at the end you had the Spirit of God coming over you, and so I felt like that prayer was already answered.
I did.
Any other thoughts?
Well, I just want to make sure people aren't going to enable Krispy and her continuous bullshit on this platform. Like I said, I've known her longer than all of you. I watched her grift off a missing child, Summer Wells.
Yeah. There's like a whole industry of Summer Wells grifting.
Sure is.
But yeah, she's dug herself this hole pretty fucking deep. I don't like, and Krispy, you're welcome to come up if you're down there. I'll drop the link again.
Yeah, Krispy, come up, please.
But we're past the here's an image of my paperwork stage, right?
Yeah, I don't think she'll be between all of our communities and where we have outreach to. I don't think she'll really have a welcome wagon anymore, unfortunately. And
unfortunately or fortunately,
and unfortunately, like that's going to be the case for her. That people just aren't going to want to interact because the trust has been blown.
Well,
so
Krispy is scared of me, Sarah.
She's not going to have.
Krispy has been scared of me for years. I listen. I don't know who you are, Sarah, but what I can say is, I was really disappointed to watch you give Mel shit for losing her shit about Krispy. Krispy is an energy vampire. And I think you are way too hard on Mel over her flip out.
Me?
Listen, Sarah and I could be great at arguing. She is not intimidating to me. She might be to others, but she is not to me. Mel lost her shit, and I think you guys were way too hard on her.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I am right. I didn't say Sarah wasn't good people. What I'm saying is we're all human, and to err is human. Yeah.
Correct. And I've already addressed that. She was right. That said, when I look back on the situation with the information I was given, I couldn't have done anything else with it. It would have been, I would not have been in the right if I had taken her word at face value at that point.
You're right, MPC. I did. I had to resign from my job as a clinical researcher for pediatric oncology clinical research. But guess what? I'm still in clinical research. So I'm not, Stevie, I've been doxing myself for like 2.5 years. I don't care. I want you to pull up. My God, pussies. I just don't want to see anyone defending Krispy.
No,
I kept my mouth shut. I kept my mouth shut for almost 3 years. Sat back, and then when shit exploded, I was like, the chickens came home to roost. Finally.
Yeah, correct. And I do know, and I can confirm that she was scared of you because I talked to her enough behind the scenes that came through.
Why do you think that is, Flo?
Because you ain't scared of shit.
And I don't coddle dumb bitches. That's why.
Let's see. Argument arena. Pipe down, simmer down, or I'll put you in the dungeon. Old Joe is scared of you too. I ain't scared of you, Nicolini. Roll up on me.
I know you're not scared of me, Flo, because you're an equal mentality-wise. You don't care, just like I don't.
Let's see. Is there anything else? I've got the haunted houses tonight, so I'm not going to open the panel because I got to start getting ready to go soon. But if anybody else has anything else they would like to add or any thoughts on the matter, all right. Well, I tried Argument Arena. I tried Hide User. Come back with a new alt.
What kind of haunted house?
Are there different kinds? There's a part of town called Westport. I'm sorry, the West Bottoms here, and it's big, kind of old school, rundown buildings, but they've turned those into haunted houses every Halloween. So we're going to the Beast and Hell's Edge, or Edge of Hell. Yeah.
So that alley me and you went to, that's the haunted.
That's where they are. That's where the fuck they are, Joe.
Yeah.
Yes, they turned those buildings into haunted houses.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's perfect, isn't it?
It's perfect, Joe. Yeah, we got videotape of that shit. It was so spooky. Without the haunted house shit, we had to get out the car and videotape that shit.
Civic discourse. Imagine attacking someone for no longer using masks. That's a weird flex, bro. We went to Erebus. We went to Erebus haunted house in Pontiac 2 weeks ago. It's lame as fuck. And tomorrow we are going to haunted house on 27.
You Flo, you gonna stream from a haunted house?
You should.
Well, I probably won't stream from it because I'm going with, we're taking the kids and stuff, and so it's like a family outing. So I probably don't need to be paying attention to you all. But
Trippy, I did dox you. Stop. You know what? If you want Dave's number, message me on Discord. I'm not gonna put it on here because then Krispy can file a privacy complaint. You can't file a privacy complaint about my docs. I already did give a whole summary. I called her brother-in-law, Joseph. I got the number from Joseph to call David. David had no fucking idea that he died, and he's very alive. They've been married for 25 years. They have 2 children, Griffin and Grace. They're both adults. Griffin is autistic. Krispy has an addiction. How much more do you want?
The people are wanting one of us to call her. I am disinclined to, though, unless they incentivize me. I can be incentivized to do anything. They all know that. My audience knows that.
Oh. You don't have to trust me. You can look them
I
up.
don't think it's a matter of trust. I think it's a matter of entertainment. I think that they want to be entertained.
Could be.
So I just dropped the dono links again, and if people want to bribe me, I could probably be bribed, but there's not a lot of time left. I do have to go soon. Would you be okay putting that number in the back chat? Would you put that? Can you type it? I don't have Discord.
Yep.
Oh, they want Sarah to call the guy.
I'd call him, but I think I would do that privately. I would want to at least introduce myself privately. I think that would be weird to put him publicly out there first. And
Flo, do you have email on your channel?
Mel Pandora?
No, do you have an email?
Oh, yeah, I do.
I'll email it to you because I have to go through. Listen, I'll just show my cam. I have a bunch of the numbers that I called. So I need to go back through my.
I just put my email in the back chat.
All right.
And if if you need it again, it's on the about section of my YouTube.
Nope, I got it.
All right.
I got it.
Okay.
Yep, I'll send it to you.
Right on. Well, thank you.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
You too. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's taking the defense stance for Krispy. I mean, I don't feel like anybody's doing it. I think Rachel is extending kindness, but I don't think anybody's taking that defense stance at all.
I agree. Yeah, nobody's defending her, and yep. All right. Well, the poll. Fuck, I forgot about the poll. Where'd it go? The poll was pick one, and 39% out of 130 votes, 39% said Krispy is a complete fraud. 31% said Krispy is innocent. 22% said Krispy gave in to temptation, and 6% said Krispy isn't guilty, just ditzy. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna actually, I'll raid you all somewhere, but that's like she did send. Krispy did send the $20, and she said, "Are you okay? What's going on?" You know, like. And I haven't responded yet, but I will. But Krispy, what's going on?
Tell her we're starting a fundraiser for you and I.
What's going on is I'm trying to recoup some of the money that was stolen, and the best way to move forward would be to return that money, and so that we can. God, that'd be a nightmare from your end because you had a lot of little ones come in through super chats, so that we can
happily do. I would 110% go out of my way to give everybody their money back. I would 100% do that. That's not even a question. And I know we've already offered that, but if anybody was there to donate, please reach out to me. And I'm happy. I will eat the cost for now and hope that she pays me back later. That's not even a thought.
Yeah. As would I. Let's see. It would be easier on mine. Have you had anybody at all request their money back?
No.
I haven't either. Which shout out to you guys. That's fucking, and throughout this whole thing, like it's focused around one person's shitty behavior. But I think what keeps getting lost is how many people have acted. I mean, we've acted with integrity and generously because we gave money, and everybody else has done the same as well. So this is a demonstration way more of restoring faith in humanity than losing it, I would say, at least for me.
Well, and I think that they granted us grace, for being idiots, which, that's very humbling to know that people will still have your back even when you make a mistake and do something to that degree. And I think that that's nothing to take with a grain of salt when it comes to a community.
Right. All right. Thanks for watching. I'm sending you people somewhere. Say hi.
Where are we going?